What's up, guys, and welcome back to Planet Zoo. Welcome back to our own personal little oasis, and today we've got some more big plans. So I know that in the start of this series, pretty much every episode we were trying to add a new exhibit, a new animal, and still overall that's kind of my goal. But the last couple of episodes have been more like upkeep with the zoo, remodeling, stuff like that, like making sure everything is taken care of before we continue to expand. And I think we need one more episode like that. There are a couple of things that I want to change here, and I hope you guys are okay with that. I hope it's not getting too boring that we're not adding brand new animals, but we are going to go through some major changes to a couple of exhibits today. We're going to be moving some animals around, and I feel like it's going to be pretty exciting, and a lot of it is actually ideas that I saw down in the comments. So big shout out to you guys. I'm always watching, baby, and let's go ahead and get into it. So first of all, I'm going to pause this, and we're going to talk about what we're going to do. So you guys know we've had some renovations recently. We've been trying to kind of expand certain exhibits, give animals more room, make them happier, that sort of thing. And I think somebody who's been kind of shafted are the African buffalo. These guys are in this tiny little exhibit, and I mean, technically, if you take a look at their happiness, technically they're okay. Ooh, looks like their meal qualities have gone down. What's their meal quality at? Oh, it's grade 1. We're going to put that to grade 3. My bad, bro. But yeah, you guys can see technically in terms of terrain and space, they're just about where they should be. I guess they're kind of riding the line right there on land. But overall, they're fairly happy. Like they can deal with this. However, I think we can make it a little bit better. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to take these aardvarks over here, which, by the way, I think little Delia here is about to mature, getting very close to adulthood, so we're going to have a little release we can do there. But we're going to take our aardvarks, and we're going to put them over here where our crocs used to be. Oh, shoot. Oh, that makes me so sad. There's still a little baby croc over here. Are you kidding me right now? All right, we need to move the animal. I don't know why it took me so long to grab that. We're going to move him over here to the new croc habitat. I feel really bad about that. Hold on, let's get him over here. Little baby over there was left behind. I mean, they look like little sticks, so I think that's kind of what I assumed it was. I don't know. I feel really bad about that. But yeah, we're going to clear this out. We're going to make a new aardvark habitat over here where the crocs used to be. And then what we're going to do with the old aardvark habitat is just expand the African buffalo over, so they're going to have double the space, and it should be really good for them. Now, speaking of the croc habitat, I do think I want to change this, and this is probably not something we're going to do in this episode because it'd be a lot to do all in one episode, but I'm not super happy with this enclosure. I feel like we can do better. I felt like it was a little bit rushed. Not to mention, I didn't think about this, but you don't want islands in this game because your keepers can't get to the island to clean it. Like all the manure and whatever else, they aren't going to be able to clean it off this island, which makes our habitat a lot more unclean, and we have the same issue with the hippos over here. So we're gonna have to mix those up, fix them up, do something different. But I feel like that's not quite as important as moving these guys around over here. So we're basically gonna split this up, make it into one big one, move the aardvarks, and it should be a good time. So I guess to start things off, we can just come over here. We're going to get a little bit of money back on each one of these rocks. And we're just going to delete all these rocks. We're going to remove the water. And then we're going to flatten everything out. All right, that's the last rock there. Actually, I think we might have, we've got some underground here, underwater. All right, so we're going to get rid of all of these. Looks good. And then we're going to be able to take our terrain tool. We're going to be able to delete this water. And then we are just going to, we're going to flatten all of this out. Bring all of this up so these aardvarks have a nice flat territory to be able to roam around in. Let's make sure we have everything. What is this piece over here? Hold on. Need to make this a little bit smaller. How do we? I think we might have to delete the fence. Sometimes it's weird if it's next to the fence. Might want to delete this one as well. Got to make sure we change all the educational things as well. Make sure we switch it to aardvark instead of the crocs and stuff. Actually, do we have any? Oh yeah, we've got an education up there, so we can change this to aardvarks. We had an education down here that we can change to aardvark. Our bench broke. Go ahead and replace that. I didn't know benches could break like that, bro. Who sat on that? That is impressive. Anyway, let me see education here. Looks like we've got a little speaker here. We're gonna be able to switch over to Aardvark, and then a little speaker over here that we can switch over to Aardvark. Interesting. We honestly were a little bit weak on education. We could have some education over here. So we should probably duplicate that speaker, put it over here, set that on Aardvark, and then we honestly could probably have one over here as well. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate that and put it next to this tip jar. Learn about the animals and leave some tips, please. All right, there we have it. So now we're gonna be able to bring our terrain tool. Hopefully we should be able to, yeah, it was the fence. That was the issue. So now we're gonna grab our fence. Let's close this thing out. Looks pretty good. We're actually, shoot, dude. We're kind of far away from the what's it called? The line. So I'm gonna get this a little bit closer. Get a curved fence. We're gonna have to delete these two things or move them at least. Then we can grab this guy, bring it all the way over here. And then we can just kind of connect it. What is that obstructed by? Boom, there it is. All right, fantastic. So brand new habitat. Right here in the middle of the zoo. These guys are going to be front and center. We got to be careful about that. I think, isn't there a way, I've seen some comments about it. I don't know if we have it unlocked yet, but there's a way to have one-way glass. We don't have it researched yet. So we should probably come in. Let's take a look at our mechanical research. How do we get one-way glass? I'm assuming it's probably going to be on barriers. So we are currently researching barriers. We can't do one-way glass yet. But I do appreciate that advice. So, now, the question, I mean, our current habitat, like I feel like they don't really love it all that much, and I'm almost tempted to just kind of start new. Obviously, we're gonna go with pretty much the same idea, but I kind of want to build them something new and something a little bit nicer, and I think that's what we're gonna do. So let's, I mean, we can grab some desert rocks. And we're gonna make them a really nice little cave type system, make it big enough for them, and then we're going to kind of recreate their water hole and stuff, and just make it a little bit prettier. Because let me see on their environment, they can use a little bit more coverage. So much concentration goes into making these things, dude. I honestly really love it though. Like I have so much fun making these. I think I'm gonna start making the wall first, and then we'll add all the little rocks on the outside. I feel like that might be a little more what's it called? Efficient, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But yeah, if we get a flat wall along the back, and then we can duplicate these pretty much exactly how they are, this is gonna be a much nicer little setup here. Like this. It's gonna give them a lot more space. We kind of have a flat wall along the back. We've got to put some rocks there, just kind of mix it up and make it not look so uniform. But I feel like that's kind of cool. Now, one thing I did want to say while we're building this, I need to go back to nature. It's kind of hard to focus on all this at the same time. We need these big flat pieces. So let's just put big flat pieces here. I kind of feel like we were not rushing, but I feel like we were being more hasty than we had to be in recent episodes. And I want to start taking a little bit more time to, you know, like I said here, like I was just trying to make sure that we added a new animal every episode and kept going and going and going and going. And I feel like some of our habitats, like look at this hippo habitat here, dude. We can do better than that. Like, yeah, the island's cool, and we did a pretty good little cave system, but like, look at back here. There's literally nothing back here. So we can improve on that. And like I said, we are gonna do an episode on the crocs and hippos at some point. But I feel like also, I kind of want to add like a little rock climbing feature over here for these guys. And like, I don't know, I feel like we were so caught up in trying to add a new animal every episode, we kind of lost track of the beauty of some of our early habitats. Like even this water buffalo habitat looks better than some of the stuff that we've been putting together. I like the time we put in this bear habitat is fantastic. So I want to try to take a little bit more time, and that's why we may not have new animals in every episode going on. I'm still going to try to get one like, you know, every 1 to 2 to 3 episodes, but hopefully you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from here. So I think I'm going to bring this out one more time. We're gonna make them a really big cave because they were a little bit finicky about it last time, so I want to make sure they have plenty of space. Okay, so there we have it. That is a much bigger enclosure than what they had before, but obviously it looks a little too fabricated, you know what I mean? Like the clean walls, flat roof, there's no way something would look like this in actual nature. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take more of these rocks and we're just gonna kind of place little ones all over the place just to make it look a bit more legit. So we're gonna, you know, grab some like this and just kind of start throwing these in here. Bam! Something like that looks a little bit better. I mean, it's still, you know, obviously it's a cave, but I do feel like it kind of makes it look a little bit more legit there. All right, we obviously want to add some plants and stuff like that, but we could at least get some, let's get some bedding down, some habitat bedding. See if we can find some of that. This should be more than enough for them. If you guys remember in our last Aardvark habitat, we'll go over there in a second, but we had a pretty serious issue with the hard shelter. They didn't like this for the longest time, and I can see why. It's a little sad. So we put this thing in the back, but obviously that was big and ugly. Like if you're looking at this thing from a guest's perspective, what is that giant wooden thing on the backside? Yeah, that was kind of a cop-out solution. So now we've got this, which is looking a lot nicer. Now we need to, we definitely want to get some water in here for these guys. Let me check to make sure our water will be covered in this area, of course, because the gators were in here, or the crocs were in here. So we're gonna go low intensity, decent size, probably not that big though. And I mean, just make them a little pond there. How big is that? Let me see. Oh, that's kind of flooded. Can we do something smaller? Why is that so flooded? I thought we flattened all this out. I don't know why this is... See, like, you can see the line there. It shouldn't keep going. Maybe it's not fully flat yet. Oh, man. It's not flat. Hold on. Okay. That was our issue. So now if we make them a little pond like that, boom. There it is. All right. Beautiful. I love it. Sweet. Okay, so we've got all that there. Now, since we already have it, we might as well keep it and move it rather than buying a new. I'm going to grab their little water trough. We're going to bring it over here. Probably put it like right here just so a lot of people can see it. This is probably the most foot trafficked area of the their enclosure. And then we can move this thing over here. Probably put this close to the other side and close to the door so the keepers can come and refill it easily. Then we've got, what is this, like a little ball? Small ball as a little play toy. Of course, we're going to keep things cool for these guys. So we're going to take this and put it over here, but unfortunately, I think we're going to need two of them. So we can put one there and one... Probably one here. Probably want one over here too, and then we're just going to have to dramatically reduce the range of it. Unfortunately, this is a really oddly shaped exhibit, so it's going to be hard to get it perfect, but we've got all of that. We've got a little termite mound over here. I'm gonna put this over here along this edge so people can see them using it. So we've got that. I mean, a gift box, that's always cute when these guys play with stuff like that. All right, I feel like that's pretty solid. Now what we're gonna do, let's see where these guys are on... Oh no, we're good. Okay, they can have babies until death. I was gonna say she's about to become elderly, but she's still fine. She can still pump them out for us. So we're gonna move Delilah over there, and then we've got our other male, Sakai. Delilah here is about to become an adult, so when she becomes an adult, we are gonna just straight up get rid of her. We're gonna ship her off, and things are looking okay. Yeah, Delilah has matured, so what we're gonna do, as soon as she's done evolving there, we are gonna release her into the wild, if it lets us. Oh, she's pregnant? What? Okay, I guess we're gonna have to move her over into the other thing too, but I think our other aardvarks are gonna have a problem with that. Welcome to your new home, guys. What do you think? Looks like your barrier might have some issues. I'm gonna go ahead and call a mechanic over here. We also called a keeper to come and clean things up and get you some food. I guess I'll call him again. I need you to fill up the food, you know what I mean? Guy came over here and okay, there you go. Finally getting to work. But yeah, these guys are checking out their new habitat, which is kind of exciting. We do have some final things that we're gonna have to put together over here for our aardvarks though. So let's take a look at our terrain. Definitely needs less rock, more grass. So that's what we're gonna work with a little bit. Let's bring our terrain tool out. And we are gonna go short and long grass. I'm thinking we have some short grass up here. Let's increase this intensity. So we're gonna give them lots of short grass up here. Maybe some long grass around the lake, and then some more long grass around the back side of their little bedding cave situation. I'm just gonna go all short for now. So that looks pretty good. We're gonna go with some sand on the bottom of the water, and maybe around the outside a little bit. We want full intensity, but a little bit less on that. So we're gonna go sand through here. Probably want to add a rock or something on top of that little cooler there because it doesn't look very good. So we've got that, and then they're gonna want some long grass, and I'm thinking this back here is gonna be kind of like their little haven to get away from everyone type area. So we're getting some more long grass in here. Looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit of long grass around the ponds. That grass has all the H2O it needs, so it's gonna grow up big and tall. All right, looks pretty good there. And then they want a little bit of soil. I mean, we could do more soil. I don't know. We could do some soil around their bedding maybe. Could be kind of interesting. Take a little bit off the long grass. We could also do a little bit of soil and the, I guess soil on the bottom of the lake would actually make more sense. So let's do soil around here. Boom. There we have it. All right. These guys are pretty happy. I like it. Cool. I think we need to blend this a little bit better. The long and the short grass just kind of like run right into each other. So what I'm going to do here is let's take our long grass tool. We need a nice little fade here. So we're just going to kind of fade it into the soil a little bit. And that should make it a little more natural of a change. All right, looks pretty good there. Now we've got the baby that just matured coming in here, and I've got a feeling this is gonna cause some issues. Yeah, our adult population is too high. So I think what I'm gonna do, oh no. I'm gonna send him to the trade facility. So somehow our baby that just became an adult is already pregnant. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna have too many aardvarks, you know what I mean? Like, we've gotta be able to release some. So I guess as soon as she has her babies, we'll release her. The babies will grow up with the other two, and then we'll release them when they mature. Now I think what I'm gonna do here is this back side is gonna be kind of it's gonna be like their own little safe haven where people can't see them. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring that up. And then when we can, I'm gonna put some one-way glass in, but I guess for now, we could just put up a wooden fence. But I feel like when we have one-way glass, that's gonna be super, super nice because then people can see in, but the aardvarks feel a little bit more comfortable. It's gonna be a little more beautiful than that, but for right now, this is just kind of what we have to work with. All right, so we've got all that. Now let's go into nature and let's see what the aardvarks like here. So they like Africa, grassland, and tropical. So we're gonna change this over to grassland and tropical. Okay, so they like some little palm trees and stuff. This can actually be pretty nice, huh? We can really make this look pretty cool. So I'm gonna put a little palm tree back here. Something like that. All right, off to a good start. They like baobabs. They like all these little palms. They like reeds. So we could, let's make these a little bit shorter, but let's throw this over the cooling thing so you can't see the cooling thing just because I've always felt like those things are really ugly. So we'll do some reeds like that. Nice big thick group of reeds. We've got elephant grass, kapok trees. That's a little bit aggressive. We've got all kinds of vines and nettle and stuff. We could definitely do some nettle around their little cave here. I think we did this with their last one, but obviously this is on a bigger scale. Just want to give them a little bit of color. Don't want it to be all brown and drab. You know what I mean? We've got some papyrus, umbrella thorns. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Umbrella thorn acacia tree. These things are beautiful, dude. Maybe put that over here. Kind of cool. And then we could do we have any like colorful little plants and stuff? Yeah, little azaleas and stuff. We could do this around the base of that just to give it a little bit of pop. Bam. That looks pretty nice right there. How are we looking on our coverage? Ooh, coverage is getting up towards the max. Not gonna lie. I mean, it's already a huge improvement. Let me see. So let's get some rocks over here in the water. I just feel like adding rocks always makes a little bit of sense. I feel like, hold on, let's delete all these. Let's just put a rock over the cooler because we wasted so much plant option or coverage for just that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this. Oops, shoot. Let's just put this rock here. Gonna put it over the cooler. Hopefully that doesn't interrupt the cooler. I don't think it does. Obviously you couldn't do that in real life, but we can make things more beautiful here in the game. Do like little rocks like that. Maybe another little one over here on the other side. To be honest, I'm not really sure if these guys climb or not, but if they do, I've got you covered. So I'm gonna try to get this set up kind of like that. Can kind of lay that against that so you guys can climb up if you want. We need a little more color, so I'm gonna grab this aloe here. I don't know if this is necessarily a plant that they really love, but it looks beautiful. So we've got that. Is there anything? This protea. Could kind of put that around. Guess we could run something like this. Just try to make it a little prettier. How do you guys feel about that? Let me see. Last meal quality hasn't been great. We're gonna fix that up. Don't you worry. Environment, coverage, everything is good. All right. Not bad. They don't really like the king protea and the aloe, but at least that adds a little bit of color. And I feel like this is a pretty good little setup we've got for them. I feel like we really kind of improved on their space. That's one thing I definitely want to start doing more. Is I want to give these animals more space than they require. Like, again, going back to what we're about to do right now, the African buffalo are okay with this, but that doesn't make it okay with us. You know what I mean? We want to make a little bit nicer habitats for these guys. So, bam, there you guys have it. New aardvark habitat, not too shabby. I wish we had a little bit more plant coverage to mess around with, but I feel like overall they like it to a pretty good degree. They're going to be pretty happy. So they're going to have some babies. We're going to be good. And now we are going to move on over to our African buffalo here. So this is going to be a big undertaking. I'm excited though. Hopefully you guys are too. And objective number 2 of the day. Here we go. So obviously this glass wall has got to go. Honestly, so does this side over here. We've got to delete these. Now we're gonna want to extend this a little bit. And actually, I think if we make this glass, we can make it curved, and then you can swap it back to wood later, and that works pretty well. So let's bring this along here. And then we're gonna curve it. Get to this end, then we're going to be able to make it straight, and we can come straight back this way. Try to line it up perfectly, just like that. We can have it go there. All right, looks good. And then we definitely need to extend this here. Let's go ahead and delete that and line this up like that. Looks pretty good. Now what we're going to be able to do is grab all this, and we are going to, nope, I'm going to go this way. We're going to be able to turn this back into wood and give it some windows, and bam, that's how you get kind of curved. It's pretty curved. It's not as curvy as the glass was, but it still looks pretty good. So we've got all that. Now, of course, we're going to have to get rid of all this hanging vines that are defeating the laws of physics, but that's okay. And then we can grab these and duplicate them, and since they're already set up to go along this fence, we can kind of run it along here. I feel like it's a little lopsided. You can see that left side's a little bit higher. Hold on, let's see if we can, something like that. Bam, there you have it. Oh my goodness, dude. These guys have so much more room to roam. It makes me so happy. That just looks so much healthier. It was unhealthy where they were before, and they're gonna be so much happier here. That makes me really happy. Now, I did change up this little part here. So previously, both the African wild dogs and the African buffalo had this like nipple thing. I don't even know what to call it. Like it kind of pointed out right here toward the entrance. I feel like this would be a good spot to make kind of like maybe a cool rock formation with a waterfall or a welcome sign or something like that we're going to take on in a future episode. But yeah, so I straightened these out. I feel like overall it made it look a little bit nicer too. It looks like one big oval rather than having that weird section. So we will switch that up here in a minute, or not in So we will figure out something to do here. If you guys have any ideas, leave them down in the comments. But I felt like that would be kind of something cool to have, like a huge welcome sign or something. But anyway, let's check out. Let's check out their current situation for terrain and everything. Looks like they're very happy. If anything, they could use more long and short grass, but overall they're happy with everything that's going on. Oh, I just realized they've got 2 water sections. That's probably a bit unnecessary. We might want to do one big water section in the middle. Trying to think here. Trying to think of what I want to do with this. Let me see. So for environment, we have pretty much double the coverage now since we doubled the space. So we are going to be able to do more with that. I'm just thinking of how I want to want to mix things around. So I'm gonna move this thing over here so it's close to the habitat door so that people can refill it. Let me put a window in this bad boy. Looks good. I'm gonna move the water station over kind of by the food so we can put that over here. What is this? Large barrel feeder we can put over here. It's like a little enrichment toy. We've got their cooling device, which we're probably, I mean, we could probably put that in the middle, and if we expand it a bit more, we might be okay. Let's bring it up to a 20, and that'll be good. All right, so we've got that. Their mud pit, we can definitely move and maybe put like over here. That'd be kind of cool to walk in the zoo and immediately see African buffalo playing around in their mud pit, because that's what they do in their mud pit. All right, that looks pretty good so far. Can probably move this over here, and I'm gonna kind of line it up like that. Definitely gonna want to move our tip jar outside along with our educational speaker, because those aren't doing any good in here. And then I think I'm gonna make one big water hole here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring out our water thing, whatever you want to call it, water tool, and then we're gonna flatten all of this out. Bring in some stuff that's going to give us a little bit of color. Yeah, it looks pretty nice there. All right, we can get rid of these guys. Let's move this little guy. We're going to put him over there. Looks pretty good. And now we need to get into a little bit more decoration. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we could do better than this. So I'm going to go into our environment here. So we want grassland and tropical in Africa. Let's see what kind of plants and stuff we can throw in. They like palm trees. They like baobab trees. Could be kind of interesting. I don't really know. I guess somewhere over here might be kind of cool. Could put a little baobab over there. Is that too many baobabs though? I don't know why, but I always like putting little plants and stuff under the trees. It just makes them look a little bit nicer. Adds a little bit to it. So let's see how we're looking here for terrain and coverage. We've already overdone it on the coverage. I'm gonna get rid of this thing because I feel like it's kind of ugly. Is that gonna hook us up? Coverage is still crazy. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of the baobab. I like baobab trees a lot. I think they look really cool, but I do feel like it was a little, I don't know, it was a little much. We could move this guy over here. Something like that actually looks pretty nice. And then we can bring this stuff back. Kind of have this over like this. Again, they don't actually live near lily pads, but I feel like the lily pads look nice. So we can throw these guys in here. All right, boom. That's just a little bit nicer. It gives them a little bit more room to roam. You guys can see welfare has gone up. They need more toy enrichment, so we can add a couple more toys, but everything else looks fantastic, including our coverage. All right, we did well. So let's end this off here. We're gonna get some toy enrichment for the African buffalo. Let's see. Ooh, a large ball. Yes, please. I will 100% let them play around with a soccer ball. I feel like that's kind of fun. Let's put it over here maybe. And then they like snowballs. Maybe a grab ball we could throw over here. Boom. They should be very, very happy. So there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed. That was a successful day. Long day of hard work, but I feel like we really dramatically improved the life of a couple different sets of animals today. So tomorrow we're going to be back at it. We are going to add in new animals, a new exhibit. We're going to have some fun with it, but I think we still do have some stuff I want to change up. Like I said, I want to add climbing rocks over here. I want to fix up the croc habitat as well as the hippo habitat, but we'll do that at a later date. We'll do that a couple episodes down the line. So hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm going to catch you guys later. Peace out.